All right, well, Ken Johnson's here with you again now, and if you have some questions, make sure to ask about them. The snow is still falling outside, and there's still some pockets of some pretty decent snow across the area. You can't really pay attention to what's called the precipitation mask on the radar. This is all snow. For whatever reason, it's been confused this evening and wants to turn everything to rain, but it's not. It's all snow across the area. And where you see these darker greens and these blues, that represents pockets of heavier snow that are still falling south or up near Loft, that we've been able to actually pick up some accumulations. I think here at the station we got 1 to maybe 2 inches of snow on the ground. If temperatures throughout the day had been where they are right now, and if the snow would have come down at this rate throughout the day, we easily would have gotten into that 4 to 6 inch range. If temperatures were colder, you wouldn't have had as much melting. So I do believe that overall we probably wound up with 3 or 4 inches here in the falls. But again, it all melted down. But of course, it varies from location to location. Burt Burnett, the northwest side of Wichita Falls, Iowa Park, Electra, those areas up towards Frederick. Like I say, if you took everything that fell today, probably into that 4 to 6 inch range. But again, it would fall and then it would melt and then it would come back again and fall and melt some more. So we didn't wind up with a whole lot because of that. On the radar tonight, like I say, there's still some light to moderate patches of snow across the area. Looks like it'll last for about 1, maybe 2 more hours, and then it will be out of here. If we look at the future tracker, this does show, this is the HER model, that does show this precipitation ending pretty quickly as our storm center itself moves off to the east. It should be out of here by midnight. And we do keep clouds into the morning, but look at this, around sunrise, we do clear out. And even though there still will probably be some cloud cover around tomorrow, I do expect more sunshine than what we saw today. If we take a look at the storm system itself, well, that went really fast there. You can see it moving pretty quickly on out of here, well off to the east of us. Later on tonight, we can actually go back to the radar here. It kind of went too fast there. I need to go back to that again. And I want to show you what's going on with the storm system, where it's at and the direction that it's going in. If we look here, we'll kind of widen this a bit, and you can see this big, look at that big storm center. And the center of it now is probably located over into here, right about there. You got this is called your dry slot here. There's no precipitation in this area. Out ahead of it, this is your what's called warm conveyor belt. You got a line of heavy rain and thunderstorms, tornado warnings tonight near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And then you push back into the colder air with the storm system, and you get snow northwest of Memphis up towards Jonesboro, Arkansas, and then it kind of wraps on back around. We're on kind of the tail end of this now. Snow is expanding across eastern parts of Oklahoma and into Missouri and into Arkansas. And I saw somebody post earlier that the same thing that we dealt with earlier in the day was happening in Tulsa, where the warm air and the cold air were trying to battle it out to try to see which one would win. So I think they've had an issue with changing over too. The morning in Wichita Falls, part of the city saw snow, the other part saw rain, snow mix, and it kind of stayed that way until we got to the early parts of the afternoon. If you look at temperatures across the area, we're holding steady around 33 to 34 degrees. There might be a place or two that's near 32. The roads are slushy outside. Coming back to work this evening, I did run into a lot of slush out there, a lot of wetness, a lot of ponding of water on the roadways. But I'm still standing by what I said earlier. As this snow comes to an end, that slush that's out there, you're going to notice it melting pretty fast. I realize most people will go to sleep, but by the time you get up in the morning, I wouldn't be surprised. There'll still be snow on the ground, but it'll be wet. There'll be a lot of water dripping off of your roof, and I wouldn't be surprised if most of that slush that's on the roadway has melted into water. There'll probably still be some patches here or there first thing in the morning. This isn't like some of our other storm systems that we've dealt with in the past, where you get this winter weather and then you see Arctic air coming in on the back side of it, and then everything turns to ice. I don't think that that's going to be the situation. It is a chance, and I'm not ruling out the fact that there could be a little black ice around in the morning, but I think most of us probably just see wet roadways, or maybe even some drying roadways, but most of it will probably be wet. But if you got to travel on the elevated surfaces, the bridges, the overpasses, just be a little careful on those, as there could be a little slickness, especially in this yellow area you see. I would even include probably Jefferson and Clay County in on that too, maybe even parts of Montague County. So just be careful if you're going to be traveling about early on in the morning. I know the WFIC and a lot of schools have decided to delay. Not a bad idea. Certainly doesn't need a cancellation. And I can also see the argument for schools and businesses not delaying in the morning as well. So just be careful if you're going to be driving about. I don't think it'll be super duper slick, but there will be some slick spots and maybe still a little slush here or there on some of the roadways. All right, so let's see if there's any questions here this evening as this winter storm begins to wrap itself up. You know, and I don't see, at least for right now, I do not see any more winter weather, at least on the horizon. It is going to turn colder next week, but I don't see, at least as of right now, I don't see another winter storm impacting us, at least right away. But we'll keep an eye and see and make sure nothing gets out of hand as we head towards next week or even the weeks after. Because like I said before, it does look a little bit colder as we head into February. So late January, early February could be a little bit colder. So let's see if we have many questions here. It doesn't look like we got a whole lot, but there might be a few here we want to talk about. So with that said, without further ado, all right, so it looks like I only got a few questions here, and these are some from Facebook and some from Houston. Nancy McGill wants to know, do you expect icy road conditions early Wednesday morning, Burkburnett and Wichita Falls? Again, I do not expect icy roads, but maybe a little slush. There could be a slick spot or two, especially if you encounter bridges and overpasses, so just be careful on those. Yeah, it has, Stephen, it has been a real dangerous, a real strong storm system, big, strong winter storm. Not only have we dealt with the snow conditions here across Texas and into Oklahoma, and that's expanding eastward, but today there were some severe storms and tornadoes down towards Houston, and we're seeing that tonight over towards Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And then late tonight, early tomorrow morning, that kind of swings over into the Biloxi, Mississippi area, over towards Mobile, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. So yes, it is a big-time storm system, and it has been a pretty significant severe weather season, winter tornado season across Alabama, Mississippi, and the southeast. But that's really it. I don't really see any other questions on here at the moment, which that's fine. No worries. But if you do have them, now's the time to ask. I'll be on here for a few more minutes before I let you go. And then once I jump off today, I don't know when the next social media stuff I'll do is. We certainly don't have any winter storms, so you won't see near the frequency of what I've been doing. When we have impending weather, snow, heavy rain, or even severe weather. Just got a report. It looks like there's been a shooting in Iowa Park, one injured, and looking for a suspect right now. So I know my news director passed along that information earlier, but it sounds like there's been a shooting in Iowa Park. Hopefully the person who was shot will be okay. I don't know. I don't have any information on who it was. Don't have any information on anything about it. All I know is I've been told that there's been a shooting in Iowa Park tonight. I'm sure we'll have more on that tonight on News Channel 6 at 10 o'clock. So we'll have more on that coming up tonight. I do expect this snow to be tapering off and winding down in the next 1 to 2 hours. It'll be completely out of here. But it looks like that's about it as far as questions go. I don't really see many more questions here this afternoon, or this evening rather. I've been saying this afternoon. I've been here since 10 o'clock, and I'm tired. I'm ready to go home and go to bed. I did go home on my lunch break, and of course, when you have weather like this, you don't want to really let the dogs outside because they bring mud inside. But you got to let them outside to go potty sometimes. So they go out, you got to wipe them off when they come in because they're so muddy. But it has been. I am ready to go home and get underneath my covers. And Caden's over there laughing at me. What you laughing at, man?
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good thing. Maybe snuggle up next to my old lady and just maybe watch a little bit of Netflix and then go to sleep. Probably not even stay awake very long. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired. I am tired. You wouldn't think that, and I'm not saying I have a vigorous, hard job, because I don't. I have a very easy job, especially compared to those guys who are out like TxDOT that are out working on those roads and you know, and working hard, and you guys that work hard out in the sun and the cold weather and whatever you have to work out in, you know, during the day. But when you've been sitting there staring at a computer for, you know, hours on end, it does make you tired. It does mentally wear you down. But most days I have a pretty dang easy job. So roads are completely covered in Nakona, according to William H. I guess that would be just slush. There's been some pretty good snow over there this evening. Thursday morning, Nancy, the Thursday morning, no issues at all. None at all. 0 issues Thursday morning. So not even worried about anything there. So you're good. So Ryan wants to know, what am I watching on Netflix? Well, we just got through watching that 90s show, which was the spinoff of the 70s show, which I was a big fan of the 70s show. And the 90s show was just okay. It wasn't that great. I didn't really like the new characters that they got on there. I wanted to see more of the old characters. Like, I wanted to see Bez and Kelso and all of them back on there. And they were on there a little bit, but to me, just not enough. I wanted to see those guys back. Of course, Red, if you're a 70s show fan, Red makes the show. So otherwise, I really don't have much I'm really interested in too much on Netflix right now. I'll probably watch something on HBO Max. I started watching a new series last night called The Last of Us. Started off great, kind of like The Walking Dead. It started off fantastic. But then it kind of jumped ahead 20 years, and it just got real boring. And if you're a Walking Dead fan like I was, the series started off great, but as it just kind of went along, it just started dragging out and got real slow and boring. And I didn't even watch the finale. I quit watching it. It just wasn't interesting to me anymore. So thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. I appreciate you over there in Clay County. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate you too. Austin, I appreciate you. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, Terry. Stephen, I appreciate the comments there. Miss Jones, how do I say your name? Eric. I'm terrible with names, and I'm terrible with pronouncing things sometimes. So, Erica, maybe that's it. I can't tell. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I love Tulsa King, Ryan. Tulsa King was awesome. If you have Paramount Plus, Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, fantastic. Loved it. It started. I thought the ending was a little weak, but the overall series, you can't help but love Sylvester Stallone's character. He's real charismatic and a little violent, but it really was a good series. I did like it a lot too. So, and my wife and I do like Yellowstone, but I thought this first half of the season in Yellowstone wasn't very good. I mean, there was a couple episodes like a music video. It was real boring, and I just let's just get to the point. The mid-season finale was okay, but there were a few episodes prior to that I thought were just snooze fest. I've heard The Wire is good. I had a friend of mine tell me The Wire is good. I need to start watching that. Yeah, I love Taylor. As a matter of fact, I want to meet Taylor Sheridan. I want to be Taylor Sheridan's personal meteorologist, and Terry Bradshaw too. And Taylor Sheridan, I think he lives down there in Weatherford, maybe. Thanks for sending me pictures, William. Kind of fun to sit here and just kind of chat with you guys and not even worry about weather, because we're worried a little bit about it, but the storm's almost over with now. And here's the beauty of social media is I didn't even have to do one cut in on the TV today, not one. Well, of course, it wasn't a major storm. If it were a major storm, we probably would have, but I was able to do what few updates on social media. That's why it's a little concerning that Meta did what they did. Of course, I'm sure that they weren't thinking about our end of things. They were probably thinking about their end of things, and who knows what they think. But anyway, I will say this, that on social media, there is a lot of misinformation that gets thrown about, and conspiracy theories, they're all over the place. And once one person shares them, they start getting shared and they start getting talked about. And then before you know it, UFOs and aliens are what controls our weather. You just don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it baffles me of what people actually believe on social media. It's incredible. Yeah, but you're entitled to your beliefs just like I am mine, right? Anyway. What will the roads be like in Charlie in the morning? I think the roads will be mostly just kind of wet, maybe a little slushy, but again, just watch out in case there's a little slick spot or two. I don't think that it'll be bad though. It's not like our normal Arctic. Now, if we had Arctic air coming in, the roads would be a mess outside now, and I'd say, stay off the roads tomorrow. But you know me, if I feel like that you need to be really concerned about something, I'll let you know that. But I'm also kind of the kind of person that will say, I really don't think it'll be that bad. I can understand, like I say, why some school districts are erred on the side of caution. We don't want to put our kids, in any harm's way. I have, kids that drive. I have oh, you're good. Go ahead. I'm about to get off here anyway. But what are you laughing at? It's Alyssa. Oh, you can call. People know. It's live. It's live. These people on here know. If they want to listen to me ramble on, they understand. If they sit here and listen to me ramble, they don't mind you walking in here coughing.
Sorry, I'm gagging and choking.
Yeah, coming in here.
I'm on water.
Linda, when I was going to drop my daughter off at Texas Tech, or Lubbock, she's at PT school down there, I drove right past the 460s Ranch, right past it. I was excited. Oh, there's 460s Ranch. Wonder if Jimmy's there. See, I hear somebody saying, I got all your notifications yesterday, but I didn't get any on here today. That's crazy. I've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives today. Yeah, man, if y'all know Taylor, tell Taylor to contact me. I want to talk to him. I'm sure he probably has better things to do than to talk to me, though. Yeah, I think those aliens did cause this little snowstorm. I believe they did. I mean, and believe it or not, there are people, I promise you, there are people on social media, if you started sharing that would believe that. I promise you that they would. There's something there is a segment that I want to do at some point in time here on social media that talks about weather conspiracies and just conspiracies in general. It'll be fun to talk about. And like I say, I would never make fun of anybody because that's just not who I am. I'm always willing to listen to people and hear their point of view and hear their side of things, but I also have my point of view and my side of things too. But there are people out there that believe the government controls our weather. There's people out there that believe the earth is flat. There's actually a growing number of people that believe the earth is flat. And they've told me their argument. And I certainly would never debate anything from the Bible, that's for sure. But we have, I mean, that's not even an issue to talk about. I mean, we have weather, we have wind. We couldn't have that unless the earth spins. The Coriolis effect, gravity, we'd fly off if we didn't have spin and gravity. And not only that, why would NASA and the government spend billions upon billions of dollars to fake that? What point would they have? Okay, if Earth's flat, okay, no big deal. So, I mean, then again, why is the moon round? And these people believe that all that stuff is manufactured in Hollywood. I mean, I can see the argument about Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. A lot of people think that we staged that too. But, I'm going to have to believe what I see, so. The kids at Old High drift into the parking lot, spin out of the corners, tell the kids to be driving and stop doing that. Yeah, but don't, man, hopefully, Cape, hopefully you're not one doing that, spinning out in these parking lots and whatnot. Somebody said they dated a long time ago that believed zombies, and you couldn't convince them otherwise. Oh, we don't have zombies. I did, this isn't weather related. There's a lady in Oklahoma that her husband is missing and has been for a while now. You probably have followed the story. As a matter of fact, she contacted me, and I wish I could help the lady out. I really do, but I have no way of knowing. I'll get the word out, yeah, but he just disappeared into thin air. Nobody knows what happened to him. So at some point recent, I don't know if it was yesterday or if it was recently, she got a notification of movement on her doorbell, her Ring doorbell. She checked it out and she posted pictures, and unless she doctored them, which I don't know, she could have, there is definitely a man standing at the end of her driveway, but it's not a man. It's a you can see through him. It's a spirit. It looks like a ghost. I mean, it's a man plain as day. I mean, it is plain as day, but it isn't a man because you can see through him. It looks like a ghost if you believe in that kind of thing. It looks like a ghost. So, I was talking to a friend of mine today about it, and, Darren Beaver, that is, and they don't know what it is, but he believes that it could be maybe the spirit of the man if he did happen to pass on. And we'll talk about him during quiet weather times. So, all right, every school in Montague is delayed until 10. And again, Burpinette and Wichita Falls delayed by 2 hours. Okay. Y'all have a good night. And this is the last update I'll do for this winter weather event. Again, I don't know when I'll be back on here again. I do have a lady that I want to talk to that's in Jacksboro that's a pet detective. I want to have her on here one night and talk to her a little bit about things. And I also will be doing my Storm Week piece later on this week. I've gotten a lot of questions. I got a lot of responses to my question earlier. I have to get approval from my news director tomorrow on how I'm going to handle this. But we're doing a piece on storm anxiety. It is such a thing with pets and people. Or hopefully we can work it out where we do that. So I'll be hopefully talking to some doctors and some veterinarians, and hopefully some of you people out there that suffer from it. So maybe we can get you some advice. I think that would help you during storm season. All right, everybody, y'all have a great, did you see the snow not melting on the reels? Our does misinformation on Facebook, like you said. Did you not see? I don't know what that means there. But yeah, the snow isn't melting because it's still falling outside, but as the snow quits, it's gonna melt. I mean, there'll still be slushiness on the roads, off and on for the rest of the night, but it'll be gone pretty quickly by tomorrow, so. I don't expect too many problems. You just got slushiness there because it's snowing. And one more time before we go, you can see temperatures currently are above freezing, and they're holding there. And not only that, the temperatures of the ground are still pretty warm, although they have probably dropped quite a bit today thanks to the cold rain and the ice that's on them. So they've dropped some, but in order for that stuff to really slick up and stick around, these temperatures need to drop in the 20s. And the only way that's happening is if skies become super clear later tonight. And I don't see that really happening. So, all right, everybody, y'all have a great night. I'll have more Facebook Live updates with whatever in the days to come. Everybody have a good one. Then once again, thanks for following me, not only on the Facebook,